All right, so we're here today. I'm doing my interview for my hip hop artist. I chose one of my good, actually close personal friends, Jordan, aka J-Way.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, so me and Jordan actually met. We used to work together, and we actually became close friends.
Journey's days.
Over at Journey's, yeah, the shoe store. I still work there, and you know, we built a relationship working together. I was his boss at a point, and then we were on the same age, so there was this, you know, connection that we really built. After that, we continued a friendship. We lived together for a period of time.
Yeah, literally same age. We lived together and everything. Like it's really my homie for real.
Yeah, so living with him, it was kind of crazy because I got to really see what it's like living with the artist, which is another cool thing to notice. Just, you know, him making music, the process of it, seeing everything in between. But yeah, he's been doing this for a long time. For as long as I've known him, he's always been rapping. I remember that was one of the first conversations we had, was him showing me his music back in the store. So, I mean, I'll let you obviously introduce yourself a little bit.
I appreciate you. What's going on? J-Way, Jordan, you know, J-Way for the stage name. I've been doing music since I was, I think I probably first started writing lyrics for real, this stuff, when I was like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Probably. And, I mean, actually recording music and like publishing music probably, you know, senior year of high school. Like my very first mixtape was it was 5 songs. I produced every single beat on my own, and it was all on GarageBand. Like it was all like, hey, low key.
You're not alone on that. A lot of people are like.
No, a lot of people are like that, but my shit was whack. This shit was not hard at first. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I was, I mean, not like I was really like, you know, I really wrote a lot and everything. Like I really was trying, but like as
your dad was so
something I
good.
make now.
That's fair.
That's
yeah.
something I make now, I guess.
Yeah, no. Like in your genuine opinion, because I feel like this differs a lot, but I feel like you have a different perspective. Mm-hmm. Being someone that creates music, like in the field for it, mm-hmm. How do you feel like hip hop has made an impact, like on the world today?
Wow.
It's a big question.
No.
It's just like it's
this is so contradicting to say because I'm a part of the market as well.
Yeah.
And I try to put myself and make myself available to the market as well, but the market is very oversaturated.
That's fair.
I think a lot of it. I think a lot of things in hip hop right now currently dictate, I guess, culture, as you would say, like what usually young people, I want to say probably like our age, you know, anywhere from like even a couple years older than us probably too, for real, like anywhere from like 30 to like 18 for real. Nowadays, I feel like a lot of the culture has a large influence over that specific age group. I feel like there's people you see on social media, there's people you're trying to market to as independent artists. These are the people you're trying to win over.
Yeah.
So that 18 to 30 range is really, really prime. I mean, shoot, you're 26 too, right?
I'm 25. I'll be 26 in September.
Okay, yeah. So I just
we're in the same spot.
Yeah, so say I just turned 26 in February.
Yeah.
And like people even a couple years older than us for real, like are they're on social media all the time. You're gonna absorb it, whether you believe you will or not. There's gonna be at some point where you're gonna hop onto social media and you're gonna judge a certain trend. Or you're gonna feel like, maybe even if you're not judging it outwardly, like you could be one of those people that lets it be how it be.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're not bothering me, I'm not gonna bother you type of deal. You can be that person, but in your heart of hearts and in your mind, a lot of people will judge.
That's true.
A lot of content that's going on nowadays. It's really hard to find a balance. I think the market's really oversaturated too. I feel like a lot of people use social media to the advantage versus trying to focus more so on the music.
Yeah.
I mean, even myself, guilty at times. I've definitely tried to pay attention more to the social media side of things just because I am an aspiring artist and I want to make it big. And I can't really do that without getting the full attention of everyone else.
That's
online.
fair.
So, I mean, sometimes I have like a moral dilemma and be like, am I going to compromise what I set out to do and what I wanted from this at the end of the day? Like, am I going to separate what I want from my end goal versus what I want in the now, or am I just gonna hold true to all of it? It's a difficult process to think about sometimes.
Do you feel like hip hop should be an inclusive or like exclusive genre? Especially in this class, we talked a lot about it, like the fact that, you know, like when it comes down to hip hop, it is an African American based thing. You know what I mean? And like as a black man living in America and being in the hip hop world, like how does that affect you, or how do you feel about that as far as like holding it close, like, you know, as a brotherhood with your people and stuff like that, and like You know, it's a deep question.
Man, that's
Inclusive,
super
exclusive.
deep. Oh my
Yeah.
god. On a surface level, hip hop technically it's kind of inclusive. It's kind of exclusive.
Exclusive.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's exclusive. It's exclusive for sure. Because it's like you said. I mean, hip hop really came from, from the African American, from the black background.
It does.
Like,
Yeah.
it came
100%.
from a black American background.
100%.
Like, it wasn't like other people were doing this or anything. Like, it was like hip hop came into fruition from, African Americans, black Americans, in literally Northern America, the United States.
It's true.
To be rapping. Like, that's how new it is, though. It's literally from the United States. This is not like from like Northern America.
Exactly.
This is not like a Northern American thing. Like,
Yeah.
a specifically United States thing, and by nature, it's exclusive.
That's fair.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
However, the emotion is incredibly conflicting.
What is hip hop to you?
Everything. Like,
That's a perfect answer.
no, literally everything. Like, I wake up and like
Oh,
first off,
I
I go
know.
to sleep at night. Yeah, you know.
I know.
You live with me.
I can hear it.
I fall asleep literally to a playlist of hip hop and R&B music. Like, I literally can't go to sleep. Some people like the fan, or some people like the TV or whatever for like background noise. Like, I can't go to sleep without music for real. Like, if somebody doesn't like who's in my crib, if they don't like it, I'll put in AirPods and I'll literally fall asleep with AirPods and the music. Like, I need to fall asleep with music.
Yeah. In your opinion, what makes a great hip hop record? Because it's like, you can look at like Illmatic, right? Like, for example, like amazing, tracks back to back, amazing project. But are they like that catchy commercial toony song that gets stuck in your head, like that's bringing back up like a Ransom by Lil Tecca, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's different things like to judge what makes a record great. So, for you, in your opinion, what do you think makes a record great for hip hop?
Me personally, I grew up with like I said, hip hop first, but R&B and soul music second. So I do like melodic music.
Yeah.
I feel like Lil Tecca and like that Ransom song, like that. Like, I feel like that's like more new age hip hop.
It is.
And it's more new age melodies.
Yes.
And I like them, and they're smooth. But like when I grew up and as a kid, like my core memories come from like, my parents used to listen to like Teddy Pendergrass. Like,
I'm not familiar. See, like that's like
that's crazy.
I grew up with Hispanic parents, so
I'm gonna put you onto some Teddy, alright? Because Teddy's. But yeah, so Teddy, or like my dad listened to like Earth, Wind and Fire, and Rick James, and like Gap Band.
Yeah.
Like, so I like funky and soul kind of incorporated music. Like, look, what makes a good hip hop record is not a formula, for real. You can find formulas. There are formulas. There are certain formulas that you can use to make it onto the mainstream category, for sure. People like Future have proved that. Like Future with that 3/4 cadence, the 3/4/4/3 cadence. That's wild. Like, a lot of people really started doing that after Future really blew up with that shit. So it's like, all right, like you could do different, or like the Migos flow, like the Migos flow went crazy. Like,
it's true.
There was a lot of people who
were trying to,
and it's like you could really get any song off of that because they just came up with something that was crazy. But at the end of the day, to me, what a hip hop record is, like what separates any hip hop record from the other ones is like how much energy you're really putting into it.
That's fair.
Because that's the thing, is like everybody who's out there is putting out some different stuff.
Sure.
And it's like you could put out whatever you need to. If it sounds different and it's you give it your all and it sound cool at the same time. I mean, there does have to be a level of talent behind it. For real. Not everybody's gonna blow up.
Not
like, really, the feeling you put behind it is a lot. Like, I can think of like songs that I think of like when I think of people who like just really give me going crazy. Like Young Thug, like his like when you remember when we heard we went to Complex Con with me and Kyle went to Complex Con.
Sure did.
It was the first time we ever heard this song, that song Hot, the remix song.
Yes, which Travis is on it. Yeah,
Travis was on it. And it was like, we already loved the Hot song.
And it just went up. We were on the way there driving, you put it onto the car. I remember this.
Screaming. And I was just like, bro, I don't know why. Like, I know he was so hyped when he was in there, and I'm really hyped. Like, feel it.
And it makes
feel
you,
the
it brings
energy.
you to you.
Or like 50, like think of like 50. Like when I think of 50 Cent, what you thinking?
In the club?
In the club, hey, that's a fire one because people know that. Go.
Go.
If I think of 50 Cent, I'm thinking like, many men.
Yeah, which that's the
Wish
moment.
do it with that. Bro, like when he says that, like it don't matter who you are. You could be from the suburbs.
Yeah.
You feel that in the moment because, bro, when he said that,
It's energy. It hits
that
you.
energy.
Yeah.
Like, he felt that. He really meant every word he
He
was
did.
spitting. Like he felt every feeling for real, and like you could tell when you heard it. So it just like no matter who you are, you'd be like, whoa,
Yeah.
Like, that's fire. Like that's what makes it a hip hop record.
I already know what your answer is going to be for this, but it is important to ask: is do you think hip hop is still going to be around in 10 years?
Yeah.
It's a quick yes.
So quick.
And now, and why?
Because like I said, hip hop is that genre that really appeals to the youth. It's gonna appeal to that age of that. I mean, even before in the past, I feel like it wasn't really up to 30
It's true.
necessarily. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like people thought, I feel like a lot of people are willing to be more young nowadays.
Yeah.
Like being 25, 26 doesn't mean you need to be married with a kid.
Not at all anymore.
Like you can do a lot of things at this age.
It's true.
So, especially in our day and age, I feel like you kind of need music like that. A lot of people are trying to like still live young.
Yeah.
Like not everybody wants to feel like they have to be just like their parents at 25, 26.
Different time.
It's different times. It's different times. That's a passion. If you're passionate about something, you should pursue.
For sure.
At least for a little bit. If you want to give it up because you're not fully committed or you don't feel as if you're really going somewhere, there is no shame in going and just getting, going and doing a job and working and providing for yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You're literally being an adult still.
Yeah, it's nice.
But if you have a passion and you like it, go pursue it. Like don't wait, because the longer you wait, the harder it's gonna be to go and chase it.
No, for sure.
You don't have the energy after so long. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go chase it.
I agree completely though with that too. Like hip hop is not going nowhere. I feel like that's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It's the number one genre in the world right now, or at least last I remember it still was.
I don't know if it's in the world. I know a lot of European countries are picking it up.
I'd say at least in the U.S. it dominates.
Oh, in the U.S. for sure.
I think when it comes down to at least the conversations I have with people, like it's almost like you're an outlier if you're not at least like vaguely familiar. There's got to be at least one hip hop song on your playlist. Like it's there, but I'd say the vast majority is listening to hip hop. If you walk around a college campus, I'd say you probably get at least a little bit more than 50% that is consumed by hip hop listeners.
I think everybody does too.
I agree too,
yeah,
but
a lot of people don't even realize they're listening to like stuff that came from hip hop.
But just to wrap it up, one, thank you. Obviously, I appreciate you for pulling up and giving me the interview. But
I appreciate
more
you
than anything,
thank you.
I definitely want to shine light, especially on his music, because not only will my professor be able to see this, but other people in my class as well. I really hope you will go ahead and check him out. Go and plug your socials.
Thank you. I'm Blazing for Days on all social media. Blazing for Days. You can find me at J-Way on all streaming platforms, literally Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon Play, Tidal, YouTube Music, YouTube, anything you can think of, I'm on there. And just the one thing I want to stress is just again, if you feel passionate about something, go and do it. Don't feel foolish. I still work a full-time day job. I still literally have a means of providing for myself at any time. And, there's still tons of people who look at me like I'm stupid, even though I went to school. I did everything I was supposed to do. I just like music. This is what I love to do. If you like art, music, design, anything, whatever it is you like, just go chase it. You still got time while you're young. Go do it.
It's a great message. Thank you.